Oh boy, he's back in the news. Yes, indeed, America, it is true. Duck Dynasty star and sometimes racist Paul Robertson is back in the news. Excuse me, Phil Robertson. Paul Robertson, that was a Freudian slip. But it is impossible, and this is what he says. I'm flabbergasted before I even say it, right? It is impossible to get a sexually transmitted infected through, It is impossible to get a sexually transmitted disease through biblically correct sex, according to a new study from the reliable source, our good friend Phil Robertson. That's what he says. Biblical sex is safe. It's safe. You're not going to get chlamydia. I'm going to do it in his voice. You're not going to get gonorrhea. You're not going to get syphilis. And you're not getting AIDS. If you, a married man and a married woman, and neither of you have it, and you keep having sex between the two of you, you're not ever going to get a sex-transmitted disease. I guess to some extent he might be right. Yes, indeed. If you never had sex before marriage, and you marry one person who's also never had sex before marriage, but that also means that both of their parents had to not have HIV/AIDS because well, you can get it, or there might not, they couldn't have done drugs. There's a lot of externalities here in his scenario, but to some extent there is some relative truth. But I mean, coming from him, it's just it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't, because he doesn't. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if he's talking about fellatio. I mean, like, there's just so many things wrong with that statement. Like, because biblical sex excludes a lot of different things. Like, I mean, there's, the sodomy laws. It's a mess. This guy, right? Like, I don't even understand why he's still on television. But I digress from that part. And just to say, like, I guess, he's some sort of biblical scholar now. And the rest of us, he's some great theologian. Somebody died and made this guy a great theologian. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the rest of us are trying to figure out why we're even talking about this story right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out.